right?
The old software, correct. The new
Yeah, the old
software
software,
is,
exactly.
yeah, the
Yeah,
new
got it.
software is.
Okay. And were you by after transitioning to the new system, were you measuring the performance of the company based on any metrics, whether it be financially or with respect to productivity?
Um,
For
I'm
instance, you
sorry. Can you say
mentioned
that again?
before that, yeah, were you measuring? I mean, were you measuring the perform increase in performance of financial operations before and after the transition of the software? For instance, you mentioned before that automating the invoice processing sped up the invoice processing from 3 weeks to 5 days. So, do you have any metrics like that regarding the software transition?
Mm, no, because um, I mean the transition was we transitioned in 2006,
Right.
quite a
Yeah,
while
it's
ago.
pretty old. Yeah.
But the automating the billing cycle,
Mhm.
that was in the last, I guess it's been 7 years now.
Okay.
Six 6 years, 6 years ago. Maybe it was 5 years ago. I don't know. It's 5 years ago.
Okay.
I'm trying to think back because we had one person doing the billing and it
Right.
took her, you know, 3 to 4 weeks to do. And then now
Yeah.
we switched when she left, we switched literally that month.
Oh.
It was like a 2 month process. So then we were able to get the bills out much, much, much faster.
Okay.
We've done it in 3 to 5 days
Okay.
with one billing person.
Oh, that's great. And besides implementing new systems, did you also implement any new SOPs or process controls to improve staff compliance?
Um, I would. I'm gonna say yes, but It wasn't by me. Our new the financial person. Let's see, what is her title? Um, has implemented um, some changes. So I don't. She's our senior finance and operations manager. So
Mhm.
she has implemented different reports that they're doing directly with her. Like, how many invoices are we doing a month? What are you
Right.
doing on a daily basis? I simply don't have time to do that. Like, what are you
Right.
working on today? What's on your plate?
Mhm.
When are you going to finish that? What's the status of that? I'm not. I don't. I don't do those things. I mean,
Right.
I'm familiar with it because I'm looking at it, but I did
Yeah,
not
of course.
implement them.
Okay. Did she ask for your approval, or were you indirectly managing the change?
For the We work
For the
together.
Oh, okay.
We work together.
And during your time here, were you involved in any mergers or acquisitions?
Mm, no.
And what about the relationship with the sister company? Was it there before you joined, or did it, I mean, happen after you joined?
It happened after.
Okay. And did you have any involvement in that?
Yeah, as far as the software goes, yeah, I had to hire a consultant, and we went through our current process and how, I learned how to do the intercompany transfers and setup
Okay.
and transfers.
Yeah. Can you think of any challenges related to that? Did you have to study the other company's policies, or did you have to take care
Oh
of
no,
any other?
it was a new company.
Okay.
So they added a second company. It's new
Uh,
and just started getting work that way through that company and our current company.
oh. So, what can you think of any issues that you faced while handling the intercompany processes for with respect to the software?
Yeah, I mean, nothing major.
Okay.
If something isn't working and I don't understand it, I will find out by calling the software company directly or a consultant, or I've hired a consultant to come in. We a couple of years ago we had a DCAA review, and we had to redo all our numbering so we could split out the overhead costs versus general and administrative costs. So that's kind of been a challenge actually, because we added a bunch of. So what we're doing is making the software do what it was not designed to do for the purpose of DCAA.
Right. Okay.
I'm not fond of government contracting. So I'd much rather do non-government contracting. But I mean, I understand it.
Right. Uh, I believe we have talked a lot about increasing the efficiency of processes, but can you think of any issues with the quality or the accuracy of financial data that you had to resolve?
Yeah, well, one is getting the projects, the details out to the regional managers to see, okay, was this really a cost associated to my office, or was it keyed in incorrectly? So those reports are gonna, right? Previously, it was just me and the president looking over these numbers. Now we're gonna have each regional manager look over numbers. So it'll be, I mean, another set of eyes looking at it, I guess.
Right. Okay. And can you think of a time when the company faced a major inaccuracy in financial data and you had to mitigate that?
No.
And can you think of a time when you helped the company avoid any major financial risk?
Hmm. Hmm. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Yeah, this is a bit of an open-ended question, so it's definitely hard to uh, articulate. Okay, and
Yeah.
during your time here, did you follow any best accounting practices like generally accepted accounting principles or GAAP?
I like to think so, yes. Actually, we get reviewed every year. Our CPA reviews it. And then we try to get an audit every 3 to 5 years. A lot of these government agencies want to see an audit, but it's just cost prohibitive to get an audit. So we get a review by a CPA, and then they do a report, and then
Right.
I always get a good report.
Right. That's great. And then can you mention the teams and stakeholders that you work with on a day-to-day basis?
Like who do I report to?
The people that you collaborate with, whether it be the people that you're reporting to or working with.
My boss is the president,
Okay.
so but now I'm really more directly, well, the president and the owner. Now I work more directly with the senior finance operations manager. I mean, she's not my boss, but we
Yeah.
work together daily. It's a daily
Okay.
communication about everything.
Right. Do you also directly deal with any clients, any of the company's clients, or other people like regional managers or billing managers and other staff?
Oh yeah, regional managers. And then I had one billing manager, and we just hired another one. And consultants. I mean, I don't deal with them on a daily basis,
Hmm.
but I mean the consultants. Um, but I'll get together the sub-consultant agreement and get them um, in our system to be paid.
And what's the job title of the four people that you oversee? Are they accountants?
Yeah, billing manager is
Oh,
one.
okay.
Let me see what her title is. Oh my gosh, hold on a second. We just changed. I was just seeing if we changed her title. She was an accounts payable.
Okay.
Accounting support specialist is her title, but we just recently are training her to be a billing manager as well.
Okay. So it's mostly billing managers.
Yeah, the other two people in my department, they don't report to me.
Oh, okay.
One of them is like an office manager. And Kelly, we just hired like a week ago. Kelly is just administrative, but she's in account. She does accounting, so.
Okay. Got it. And, did you, during your time here, did you ever collaborate with any of the company's clients or any governmental agencies?
I used to do accounts receivable collection calls. So I would
Oh,
call. We have a whole process of, you do the bill, you send the invoice, then you send a statement, and then after 30 days, you start making calls. And that's all tracked in Deltec. So I used to
mhm.
talk to all of our clients, but I've taught the billing manager that I've had for 7 years how to do that. So she does that. And then we have meetings to discuss the ones that haven't paid. And what to do. I mean, there's all levels of people who don't want to pay.
Right.
Is it because they haven't been paid, or is it because they bought a boat with our money?
Mhm.
Do we need to get a lawyer involved? We have a lawyer too. So if there's all different levels of collections.
Right.
But
Got it.
I think I started that process, but that was so many years ago.
Hmm. And can you name any state or federal regulations that you had to be aware of?
Like what?
For instance, just a second. With respect to like managing HR documentation and reporting, you might have to be aware of any IRS regulations.
Um, I mean, a lot of that stuff, I used to be very involved in it, but then
Okay.
once we got into ADP, they're
Mhm.
kind of they oversee that type of thing, like tracking if people have taken the harassment training, those sorts of things. I've kind of outsourced all that.
Okay, got it.
And Cobra, like Cobra, I used to do Cobra in-house. I would send them the notices, make sure they got on, and then bill them. And that's what I like
Oh,
about ADP is they just do it all. They send the notices
got
that
it.
are required, and then they collect the money, and then if the person doesn't pay, they cancel their policy. But previously, I would have to do that.
Got it. Okay, and did you did you have to consider any competitors while making any financial plans for the company? Or did the company have any significant competition to deal with that you are aware of?
Um, no. I mean, there's a lot of people who do what we do. Not a
Mhm.
lot, but they're much bigger than us.
Okay. And then can you think of any improvements that you helped make to any HR policies?
Um, yeah, we've developed some forms for onboarding. You
Mm.
know, who is this person? When are they starting? What's their what location? What's their salary? What that type of form that our a team of people work on. I have one person doing entering them into Deltek. I have another person entering them into the payroll system.